Greetings, one and all. Welcome to King Simon Presents the Numerovational Perspective, live from the mathematical universe. Please, like it says and scrolling on the bottom, like, subscribe, comment, and share with at least 5 people, because the topic that we're going to address today, it's not only the words that you see on the board. That will be erased after a while, the word wizard and what it really means, the wise art, which many of you with great talent has exposed it to the world in your own way, whether in a small or minor way, to your mother or father when you was young. That wise art form, that wise artistry, because that's all the word wizard means. So yes, I am a wizard, but the true etymology of the word wizard means wise art, or showing forth and giving to the world the wise art, which we're supposed to do if we know we got talent. Like James Brown said, if you got a talent, you should never be broke. Let me say that again for the people in the back of the room. If you got talent, you should never be broke. And if you could hear me right now, family, please put the number 1 in the chat. You know, the number 1 is one of my favorite numbers, because that is one of my power numbers. 1, 4, and 9 are my power numbers. And 2 and 7 also. I got to say 1, 4, 9, and 2 and 7 also my power numbers. But 1, 4, and 9 are my primary power numbers. So please put the 1 in the chat if you can hear me. Good day wherever you are watching me, all around the world, all 196,940,000 square miles of the planet. Your brother's about to get in. The topic is, as you can see, as I put up on the board, really the topic is this is the real and actual topic right here. The Numerovator expresses the numerovational meaning of the humane experience. Remember, you can contact me via Linktree if you want to book any sessions, get my books. Linktree is the place to be. Linktree is the place to be. All right, that's Linktree / King Simon the Numerovator. You'll find all of my links through there, all 4 of my books that I have thus far, and more books to come. All of my YouTube channels, all of my links, my websites, my blogs. That is the place to be. Linktree is right there on the bottom. And right now, this is also being broadcast on Twitter, which is what we call King Simon Prod. It's being broadcast on Instagram. It's being broadcast on the Numerovation Nation. It's being broadcast on my private Facebook page. Also, there is a private Facebook page. So if you want to join my private Facebook page and my public Facebook page, I'll put the links in the description right now. Let me put the links in there if you want to join my private, because at my private and sometimes my public, I usually do, hold on one second. Let me make sure that is coming up. That's private. Public and private Facebook page. You can actually win. You can either win prizes. You can actually get discounts. All you have to do is come on. I got the public and the private. So that is where we're at. If you want to join me on my public page, which is King Simon Productions, and private FB page, the link is in the chat. You could always hit the link. The private one is especially, it's called the Ministry of Numerovation. That's the Ministry of Numerovation. That is the private link. So just in case you want to do that, big up to my daughter. She just hit me up on via text. I know she's heading to her college now. Big up to all my children. And yeah, please find the link. Come on my public page, because if you might not be able to get in my personal page, King Simon, but if you could come on my public page, King Simon Productions, let's build up the algorithm set. Let's pack that place out. I got to focus on some things right now. But I am happy to be here. And anybody, today is January the 19th. Happy birthday to everybody that's celebrating the birthday. Today is also Professor Leonard Jeffries' birthday. Professor Leonard Jeffries' birthday is today, the esteemed scholar of our time. So enough respect to Professor Jeffries. And we will have one of his students on momentarily. We'll have one of his students on, Brother Reggie, will be on with us. Of course, we're not debating. Him and I are going to have a historical discussion about his history and what it took to maintain people and be under or work with people like Dr. Ben, Dr. John Henry Clark, and various others. You got to respect that. And I'm always in respect for those brothers and sisters that have done their work, but a lot of people are not showing respect to them, because they're so caught up in what they're doing as far as the argument and the sometimes people get caught up in debates and all that kind of stuff. As you know, I don't debate. I only like to share, or what people might call teach, what I know and find my flow. And I'm always learning. I don't consider myself a master anything. That master came from the masters, from like slave master and all of that. But you can become a savant. You can become a griot. In our community, we didn't really say master. We said griot, the babas, the elders. We acknowledge that the jejnas, that wasn't called the master. Jejnas mean accountable teachers and guides. Wasn't a master. Even the Magi's it doesn't mean master. It's just somebody who was accountable at sharing the information, the alchemy and all that, the alchemy and astronomy, the astrology, the numerology from their perspective, the the number vibration. So, when people claim to be masters of this and master of that, it's good, but you got to look up that word and where it came from, and then start going back probably into the language. You might have to go back to the Ghanaian language. You might have to go back to the Kemetic language. You might go back to because English translation the English kind of convolute a lot of things and stare it down another path when it's just like having a master bedroom. But we know, you got to remember what the master bedroom was all about, and it was for the master itself. It was for the master, the slave master itself. So we got to remember those words came about through the master slave syndrome. That's where that came about. And I'm not going to go deep into that, but I want to stay on point and stay present in the now, the continual now with what I'm about to get in. But again, please like, subscribe, comment, and share with at least 5 new people that are getting into understanding numbers and understanding what they need to do and what has to happen for them. Because I want to share something from you from an old book. This book was written in 1956 or 1959. This one is called The Science of Numerology Through the Law of Vibration, written by John C. Lowry, and I've mentioned his name before. And people on IG, how you doing out there? How you doing, IG? I hope everybody's well on IG also. Great. I'm glad you are doing well out there. So he said in this book, he says, numbers includes the divine plan for the universe. The universe includes man physically, mentally, and spiritually. With a knowledge of the science of numbers, man can assist. He said, with the knowledge of the science of numbers, man is assisted in his attainment of quote unquote mastership. Again, that word master comes up. Each number represents an initiation. It is an occult science, and the word occult only means hidden. It is an occult science that is essential to the understanding of earnest souls who are seeking to know the truth of life and the attainment of mastery or judgeship or griotship or what we might call oracleship. Let's take those words, not just like I just told you about the word masters, because they, you know, where a lot of that come from. If you look up the English meaning of the word master, you'll find where it comes from. It just comes from where, you know, where it leads. But I'm not against the word master, because I know this is a new day and time, and people like to throw around that word master this and master that. But according to history, according to historical, this is what it says. And I like to show. Sometimes I like to share screen so you can see what I'm talking about. To be respectful of, this is their dictionary meaning of this. But the word master, as you see on the screen, historical, a man who has people working for him, especially servants or slave.
Master, master, master.
Okay. A man in charge of an organization. A person who has dominance or control over something. Male head of the household. The owner of a dog, horse, or domesticated animal. A machine or device directly controlling another compared with slave. A man in charge of an organization or group. That's the British English. A male school teacher, especially at a public prep school. The head of a college or school. The captain of a merchant ship, a skilled practitioner or of a particular art or activity. So that's where usually master is trying to be conveyed in the point of calling somebody a master astrologist, a master numerologist, a master this, a master that. But there's too many connotative meanings. It's too many meanings. It confuses the masses.
Master.
And of course, you know, like I said, I like to teach. I like to, you know, express what they are putting out there about the word master and all the different nuances. So, you know, it just gets people all cray. You know what I'm saying? It gets people cray. Just being honest. It gets people cray. You know, it gets people cray. And you know, there's a big wormhole when it comes to that. Big wormhole. Now, let's get into the words that I have on the board. Let me take this off the screen real quick, because when I go to the meaning of the word wizard, very interesting meaning. Very interesting meaning. And it has a whole lot of connotative meanings also when you start. But it definitely, the word is definitely Middle English. And a lot of people, usually the top meaning is the one that has been added on. That's why you have to study the etymology of the word, the wisdom or the wise or the wizard. So sharing screen again. I want to share screen again. Very important. The word wizard, the top meaning, remember, the top meaning is what has been added on over years to be what it is now. So it says a man who has magical powers, especially in legends and fairy tales. The word wizard is also computing. It's the word wizard. The word wizard comes from the word computing, a help feature of a software package that automates complex tasks by asking the user a series of easy to answer questions. Then the word wizard from the British vernacular or English, a wonderful and excellent. That's what the word wizard means. Wonderful or excellent. But the late Middle English, the word wizard, and I want to copy that. The origin, it says the origin of it. The origin of the word wizard is Middle English in the sense philosopher, sage, from the word wise art, or wise art. It's wise art or wise art. And when you look up the word art, When you look up the word ard, which is also very interesting to me, when I looked up the word ard, A-R-D, the word ard is forming noun such as bollard or wizard, but then it goes on to say the word ard, they got a word in technical, they got it in medical terminology, they got what the word ard stands for in the original meaning of the slang itself, they call it. And ard is a word that comes from art, showing you something. And I found it very interesting when I found it. I don't know if y'all seeing that page that I'm sharing, but there's another page. This is the other page that you're seeing. Hold on one second. Because the word ard is now using Grimm's, in the word ard, in order for it to become the art, it's now using Grimm's law of consonants. And what do I mean by Grimm's law of consonants, family? Grimm's law of consonants says that the consonants are interchangeable. Consonants are interchangeable. So the word D or letter D becomes the T. So when you say wizard, wiz means the wise, and ard is the word art. So when you call one a wizard or philosopher or sage, that is a wise artist or person that's practicing the wise art. So a lot of things have changed over the years when it comes to words. And that's why it's important to study etymology and go back and find out what was the changes that they made. Just like we've heard of the word nice. And then when you go back into history of the word, you find that nice comes from niche, that means silly or stupid. Then you hear the word queen. That's why I really stopped calling people queen unless you made it a product or a brand. No disrespect to Queen of Four and people that calls themselves queen. It became something over the years. But in actuality, you go back into etymology and study the root of the word, it goes back that the queen was called the king's slut or the king's whore. Going back to word, no disrespect to nobody that calls himself queen. I'm sure you're representing the connotative meaning where it's royalty and all that. That's what it represents. But you got to remember it's European. And you got to remember how men and European men and women used to work together in a sense. So it's good that, it's good to study the etymology. And I thank people like Taj Tariq Bey, who I studied with, Raz Mariah Bey, Sister Anaid Bey, people like Kimatu Bey, and Brother Messiah Bey, and people that I studied under for a brief moment. People like Mosey, Abdul Mosey Bey, those people that alerted me about the Ethamon. Although I have to admit that Dr. York, Imam Isa, back in the Muslim days, also taught us etymology and taught us to go back into history, go back into language, go back to find the truth in all of these things through those things. So big up to Imam Isa, whom we call, y'all know him as Dr. York. No matter what he is accused of doing, I don't know that part of his life, but what I did know and what I did get from Imam Isa at that time, it saved my life and it saved many others' lives. I'll say that again. It did save my life and it saved many other lives, just like the 5% at one point of time saved my life also. Rasta saved my life. Christian values in the family saved my life. And when you teach a child from young they really don't depart from it. No matter what arguments or what problems they may have with you as you become an elder, your children don't depart from what they learn. You find that they're telling their friends, or speaking like you in front of their friends, or speaking like their mother in front of their friends, or speaking like their grandfather in front of their friend, or speaking like their grandmother in front of their friends. So those people that are practicing the wise art, and we know wise comes from wisdom, or that root word of wise is the wisdom. So if you are practicing any form of artistry, you would be considered a wizard. But in medieval time, the wizard and the quote unquote witch, which comes from Wicca, which means wise, again, languages. In medieval time, it was very devastating in the European worlds that if you had any wisdom or exude or shown any form of wisdom, that's could be a problem. You could end up dead. Just being real. So that's why people that have been controlled by Christianity or different other religions, whether it's Islam and all that, from a zealous perspective, instead of going up the spiritual wormhole, not down the rabbit hole, going up the spiritual wormhole, because the worm is plowing to come up to go get its nutrients and do what it does for the soil. So going up the spiritual wormhole of the words and learning to find the meaning of the words. And most people that's in religion don't even care about the meanings that deeply, unless you're an imam or you're a rabbis or rabbi, or you're a pastor that's studying theology in the seminaries or the cemeteries, like Reverend Ike used to say. Unless if you have numbers in your, I'm going back to the numerovation now, if you have so many numbers in your chart that prompts you to go and do the research, like if you're born under the number 7, or you have connected to the number 7 in any way, where the letters in your name might have a lot of 7s in it. Like if in the Pythagorean system, if you have G, P, or Y, that's also equated to the number 7. With the Chaldean system, the number 7 is connected to the O and the Z in the Chaldean. So if you have a lot of O's or Z's in your name, or you have a lot of G, Y, and P in the name, then that's where the 7 of research and the need to dig deep and to go into spiritual realms and dig deep and don't take nothing on face value. That's important to have in your numbers, because I have a lot of 7s. All of my first middle names equate to the number 7. I can't make this up. So I like to research. I like to read. I like to study. I like to apply. I like to really go in. But I usually like to keep it from a simple perspective that even a child can understand, that when they see, we're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. The word wizard adds up to the number 36, which is a number that equates to, in the Chaldean system, or in what we call compound numerology. In my book, is it in my book? No, not this one. Not this one. It's not in this book. But I do talk about the number 27 in that book. But 30, because 35, if you go to old numerologists, 36, I mean, if you go to old numerologists like Kiro, he talks about the 36, and it says that the 36 has the same meaning of the number 27. 36 has the same meaning of the number 27, which is next to it in its own series of compound numbers. So in his book and in my book, I talk about the 27 being the symbol of the scepter. The scepter. Scepter is a quote unquote staff that's been passed on from king to prince, from emperor empress to empress, princess. This is a scepter, and it promises authority, power, and command. It indicates the reward will come from the productive intellect and creative faculties, and make sure you have sown good seeds that will reap the harvest. The person or the word with this compound number, the person or the word, I have to make sure because in here it says person, but the person with the word with this compound number at their back should carry out their ideals. And if you're taking on a title, you should carry on your ideals and plans. It is a fortunate number if it appears in any connection with the future events. This is what he says in his book. I may have reworded it a little bit because you can have a better understanding of the word itself from the 27 perspective. So in my book, I said the 27 is the symbol of the scepter, which is known in history as a special mystical staff passed down from parent to child, from generation to generation. The number 27 is also known as the authoritative, powerful, and commanding number. So if the number 36 is the same meaning in compound numerology of the 27, it is a number of authoritative, powerful, and commanding vibration. So when you take on a name like wizard, you're here to command authority. When you take on a word like wizard, you're here to command authority, bring forth some form of power, and the vibration is also a number of intuitively devoted partner, counselor, and volunteers, because they are known as the humanitarian, because the 3 and the 6 equals a 9. So it says, whatever you do, you have to be devoted, you have to be intuitive, you have to be a partner, you have to be a counselor as a wizard, and you have to be devoted to humanitarian cause. Humanitarian cause. That's what I'm saying in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability. 27 is also a number that can be very understanding. So as a wizard, because the number 36 and the 27 are the same in compound numerology, but not the same when it comes to the 3 and the 6, because 3 and 6 represents the learning, the willingness to express yourself, to be jovial and happy and bring balance, which is also a good part of it. But 27, because the number 26, the number 27 and the number 36 have the same meaning in compound numerology. I speak about the universal, being universal in thoughts, being tactful, being energetic, being instinctive, being charismatic as someone connected to that number 36 or number 27, because they share the same meaning. Is there a negative? Of course. The negative of it is moodiness, deception, being overly emotional. So a wizard should strive or thrive not to be moody, deceptive, overly emotional, and argumentative. That's why I don't get into debates. Yes, I consider myself a wise artist or practicing a wise art. I consider myself a wizard. My mother and father might say, what the hell him talking about? Lord, him turn into a wizard now. Because they don't understand. It's all right. They don't understand because they're not willing to dive this deep into the studies. If you stay on the surface, you're not going to know the denotative and the connotative meanings of words that will take you up the wormhole and not just down the rabbit hole, because down the rabbit hole gets dark. And sometimes you have to go into the shadows to find the light. But remember, rabbit holes have an entrance and it has an exit. A wormhole has an entrance and it has an exit to the light. So it's all right. In my book. But to find out, and that's why you have to use multiple studies. That's so to find out that 36 and 27 have the same meaning in the compound numerology, you got to study. You got to research. Let's be real. All right, so I'm erasing this right now. I'm going to erase this because I want to get into the next half of the next half. I want to get into what I came to get into. All right. We're going to get into the words. We're going to get into the words human, Hue-Man, and humane experience. And this came about after watching Dave Chappelle last night before I went to bed. I usually watch comedy before I go to bed because I don't want to go to bed with nothing negative. I like to watch action movies and all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to when I want to go get me some good rest, I will watch comedy shows before I go to bed because I want to laugh. I want laughter before I go to bed. You know what I'm saying? That's why I watch comedy shows before I go to bed. So I'm writing on the board right now. I want to write the words down. Because word power and sound is very important. Word power and sound is very important when it comes to studying the metaphysical science of numbers. So let me take this off the board. Let me see. So I got the words up there right now, right? The word experience is at top because I'm going to break that down last. The word human, the word human, and humane. They all have actually different meanings. They all have different meanings, to tell you the truth. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy your birthday, ma'am. Enjoy your birthday. Happy birthday to you. So it's important that we recognize. And Dave Chappelle said something key in the comedy show Closer. Not The Dream. I've seen The Dream. The Dream I've seen it twice already, but The Closer I've seen numerous times because he was talking about a transvestite man, woman, whatever it is. And he was talking about his friend Daphne. And she spoke about her being a human going through a human experience. And that is what you came to do. And no matter what you want to call yourself or what you want to do to your body and do to your sexuality, it is your human experience. Do I have to promote it? No, I don't have to promote it, but I do respect someone that chooses to go down their human perspective. And I have to be humane about a person's human experience. I've had a cousin that was a gay and he came from Jamaica. I don't know what happened to him, but I know he was born under a frequency that something could have happened, but certain things in Jamaica, they keep secret a lot. They like to keep things secretive. You know what? I want to put experience down here. A lot of things they keep things, you know, in the Caribbean world, and sometimes in people in down south and all that, they like to keep secrets, whether molestation happened or whatever. You know, whether molestation happened or something, they like to keep secrets. And I believe my cousin went through something that's what made him go the way of being because he wasn't like that when we were younger. As he gotten older, and then he had girlfriends and all that. Then all of a sudden he went that way and whatever. I said before, I don't believe anyone is born gay. I believe people have the possibility and the potential to go either way if they are either undisciplined or unclear about their stance as a human in life. But there's no baby I've ever seen, and I've had 9 of them from my own experience, No baby that I've ever seen decide to just jump on another baby or go molest or have sex with another baby because gay is a sexual preference. And I've never seen that. Never seen that. It had to be developed over years, or it had to be introduced in some form or fashion. They may have seen something that may have triggered, or and maybe also in the bloodline. I can say that too. It might be in the bloodline. Might be in the bloodline. So I respect the human experience. That's their human experience. That's what they choose to be. I can't fight that. Greece was doing it. Rome was doing it. I can't fight that. India was doing it. They did it all. So whatever's in your blood might trigger and might brings it out. But it don't mean you're born with it, but you might have been born with, you don't just come out and be it, but you might have just, something may have triggered something that brought it to the forefront. Because everybody has cancer. Everybody has diseases in them. But something triggers it to come forth because of bad eating habit, because you did something, because you've done something crazy with it, whatever happens. No disrespect to those people. But getting back to the class, the word human in the dictionary. I want to touch all of them before I get off of here. Human. And some people in etymology say that it means monster. I've heard it said amongst the Moors. I've heard it said amongst, people. But the word human, let me say something. The word human.
Human.
Related to or characteristics of people or human beings. That's an adjective. The noun, a human being, especially a person, as distinguished from an animal, or in science fiction, an alien. So they even calling aliens human beings. You see where I'm going with this? See what's happening now. Let's look at the word Hue-Man. And what that means. The word Hue-Man, the word hue, of course, means color. Hue means color.
Hue.
But when I put the word Hue-Man together, Hue-Man, check out this. Ruler, good person, influencer. Ruler, good person, influencer. That's Hue-Man, meaning, pronunciation, numerology. Oh, they got the numerology of it also. So Hue-Man, some people might say, means, according to Urban Dictionary, Hue-Man means highly intelligent primate who comes in many colors. People of hue, the Hue-Man. Some people break it down like that. So let's go to the word humane. What is it to be humane?
Humane.
The word humane means having or showing compassion or benevolence. Having or showing compassion or benevolence. And then it says formal, a branch of learning intended to have a civilizing or refining effect on people. Humane. The word humane. Now, if the word humane means having or showing compassion and benevolence, all of us in actuality should show compassion and benevolence to all people, to tell you the truth. Because in this realm, this is the learning realm. This realm, we go through stuff. We came here to learn some stuff. We came to understand some stuff. We came here to walk a path of stuff. I dare to say, because I wrote the book Numerovation for Mental Stability, everybody has some type of mental imbalance. Everybody, from the rich to the poor, to the crippled, the blind, the retard, whatever they call themselves nowadays, the little people, the midgets, I don't care what they call themselves. The gay, the straight, the trannies, everybody have some type of mental, because this place if you don't find balance, and it's a thin line between imbalance and balance in this realm, because there's things here that will drive you mother flipping crazy, because it almost happened to me numerous times. It almost happened to me numerous times. Drive me crazy. To the point I thought about, and I wrote about in this book, but the full story is going to be in my autobiography called When the Late Bell Rang. And I got to underline, I got a subtitle under that too. So it's going to be a very powerful subtitle. I'm dreaming, I'm putting it together, because I'm writing it in my head, and I got to put it in computer and put it on paper and all that kind of, but it's already, chapters are already written. It's like 19 chapters to this autobiography. I will not mention names, but you will get some good scenarios and good stories throughout my life. But in the study of numbers, the word Hue-Man I'm dealing with Pythagorean, and I'm dealing with the Chaldean system. This is from my perspective of what I've been studying over years and the vibration of these numbers. The word Hue-Man, this is a lesson. And if y'all want my course, I have a whole course on holistic numerovation. These little bits and pieces that y'all getting is just little bits and pieces. To tell you the truth. Just little bits and pieces. So when you add all of it together, in the Pythagorean system, it adds up to a number 21, which is a 3. 21 is very significant. I'm going to touch on that. In the Chaldean system, what's so interesting about that, it adds up again to the number 21, which is a 3. This is very significant because in my book, Numerovation for Mental Stability, in order for you to be a human from a mathematical or numerovational perspective, going to the number 21, and those who want to get my book, please, by all means, I'm going to promote my book now. So I'll promote my books. Boom, that's coming out. Make sure you go to Amazon. Numerovation for Mental Stability. Numbers are simple. Children's health is important. Numbers are simple. People are complicated. Start with whatever you're feeling. No promotion is bad promotion. Also has some numerical breakdowns from my promotional life also. Or you can go through my Linktree right there. And the audio book is coming soon. Look towards February, going to spring, around March. My audio books are coming soon. You'd like to hear me talk this fast, talk that fast, because I'm going to be very animated in my books. I'm just practicing right now to get my animation up as I'm speaking on these books. So in my book, I talk about the number 21 and the number 3. But because 21 shows up first, remember, the number 21 is the symbol of the universe. So humans are connected to the universe according to the number 21. And we've heard Neil deGrasse Tyson says that we have all of the elements and all of the things that's in us is also connected to the universe. We've heard all of the great scientists that talk about our connection to the universe. Not coincidence. This is an old science, older than Neil deGrasse Tyson, up into towards before Pythagorean, because it goes into the Chaldeans, because Chaldeans is like 1,000 years prior to the Pythagoras. This number 21 has been called the symbol of the universe. And humans are connected to the universe through elements and the periodic tables or hydrogen and all these different things, carbon and all that kind of stuff. It's what's in the macrocosmic universe is also in the human. Not a coincidence that the number 21 in both systems Somebody knows something. I'm trying to tell people that whoever came up with the word human knows something about these numbers. Because in both systems, it's not a coincidence. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not a coincidence. That's what I'm trying to share with my brothers and sisters out there. It can't be a coinkydink. And because we know that a lot of the lexicon teachers are either from Jewish families, a lot of lexicon writers and all are from Jewish families or people that are deeper in studies, they study Kabbalah, they study gematria. And in gematria, it might add up to something, totally different because the in gematria and Kabbalah, it might, the letters have a little bit more zeros to fuel them and all that, but it's still, I'm showing you from a simple perspective that the name or the word human adds up to the compound number 21, which is the symbol of the universe. I can't make this up. I really cannot make this ish up. I can't make this up. So I'm glad that I'm able to point this out to y'all and show you what it is and what it isn't from a numerovational perspective. So I go on to say about the number 21 in my book. The number 21 is the symbol of the universe and also called the symbol of the world, especially in tarot. In older studies, the number 21 is called the crown of the Magi. Number 21 represents advancement or people that are connected. It says number 21 people can be very advanced, receive many honors in life, and elevation and success can be theirs as long as they maintain love, compassion, and creativity. They can be very gifted. I'm talking about the human. They can be very gifted and can have love for the limelight, but they must stay focused, level-headed. The number 21 person is very ingenious with their words and writings. However, they must strive to be honorable in their actions. The lower side of the number 21 person, connecting to this word human again, because human, person, humans, person, human, people, humans can lead them into carelessness. The lower side of the number 21 person or human can lead them into being careless, which we know humans can be. Reckless, which we know humans can be. Scandalous, which we know humans can be. Vain, which we know humans can be. Petty, which we know humans can be. Hypocritical, which we know humans can be. Conceited, which we know humans can be. Superficial, which we know humans can be. And unfocused, which we know humans can be. According to the study of tarot, it is called the World card and is depicted as the beginning of a new cycle of angelhood because 777 equals 21. The highest possible development of the adept. It is also said the person connected to the number 21 gains success after a long battle, and the crown of the Magi is only gained after long initiation and test of your determination. In other words, like I say in my book, you'll have to go through some stuff to get to some stuff. Just make sure it's worth it in the long run. The word human connected to the number 21. I'm just trying to show you how this thing works. And of course, the 2 and the 1 and the 3 is all in play also in a separate, but I want to keep it simple because I want to keep it moving because I don't want to stay up here too long. The next word or words, because these can be actually 2 words, Hue-Man, person of hue, person of color, person of all that stuff, different shades. I see y'all enjoying this. Thank you very much. Again, the 8 shows up. 5. I'm using the Pythagorean and the Chaldean system. 3, 6, 5, 5, 4, 4. Same numbers. 1, 1, 5, 5. Okay. The word human has a different vibration from human. The word human has a different vibration than the word human. That vibration adds up to 26. Which is a number 8. In the Chaldean system, it adds up to basically the 26 again shows up. Let me see, 9. Yeah, the 26 again. Okay, so we're getting it in. We're getting it in because those who studied and researched, Hue-Man equals the number 26 in both systems. Oh man, we got some delicious information in the 26. Now let's go to my book again about the number 26. Now the word human means people of different hues, different colors. You know, men of different hues, colors. Darker hue is usually referred to this when people talk about hue and multiple colors, not just one color, but many colors. But it adds up to the 26. In my book, I talk about the number 26. It's very important that if you're going to get my book, learn how to be objective with the interpretation and don't subject just yourself to it in your own way because you want to look up. Because remember, numerology is objective because it doesn't really care about your feelings. We're just going to give you the interpretation. It doesn't care about your feelings. Objectivity doesn't care about your feelings. We just care about presenting the information. That can be both positive and negative. You can choose your own path. That's your path at the end of the day. But 26 in my book, I talk about, is the symbol of consideration of the path taken. So once you consider yourself a human, you have to consider the path that you're taking in this human form. Ta-da! You have to consider the path that you're taking. In certain studies of numbers, the number 26 is the number of treading lightly and of caution. So as a human, you got to learn to tread lightly and with caution because that 2 and 6 adds up to an 8, and 8 is a disciplinary number. In my book, I talk about 8 being a disciplinary number of organization, structure, not just money and finance, but the way you attract and hold on to money and finance, you have to be disciplined. You have to be in order. So if this book is telling you of what I'm saying, the breakdown after doing my research is the number of treading lightly and being cautious, is because sometimes the number 26 can make mistakes and make wrong decisions. And I'm going to speak about it because it says the number 26 on its highest and wisest vibration can possess earthly intuition as an executive that will enable them to accomplish major things in this realm. The number 26 person or human must exude compassion, consideration, patience, responsibility, and harmony as a human. They must learn to be broad-minded on all levels of life, especially when it comes to dealing with family, business, and management. The number 26 people or human can be workaholics to the point of neglecting their family and intimate relations for material pursuit as a human. The number 26 people can have the tendency to go towards their lower side, which can lead to poor judgment. That's why that 26 is very important. As a human, you got to be very careful of poor judgment, being impatient, dishonesty, cruelty, bullying, and abuse of power. According to older studies older studies of the number 26, it is a number full of serious warnings and disasters for the future. People connected to the number 26 have to be mindful of disasters brought by acquaintances with others, loss brought by bad speculation, bad partnerships, bad unions, and bad advice. So I go on to say, in other words, the number 26 person or human should always recognize who and what are assets and liabilities in and around their life. Be careful of the company you keep. That's the vibration that the word human adds up to. Last but not least, humane. Basically, same word, same numbers. 8, 3, 4, 1, 5, but it changes the frequency here. And same here. 5, 6, 4, 1, 5, and it changes the frequency right here. So all I have to do is add 5 to 21. So 21 plus 5 equals 26 again. Again, it adds up to a number 26. Human, and humane adds up to the same frequency. So what I just shared about the 26 is the same frequency for humane. Again, the duality of the word humane. Remember what I said: compassionate, considerate, and I even showed you the word humane and what it means when I put it on the page. Humane says having or showing compassionate or benevolence. That's what it means. In my book, I already got it in here, but I got it under the words compassion, considerate, patient, responsibility, and harmony. That's what practicing being humane is. The negative of that humanity is being cruel, inhumane. That's when you put the IN in front of it. Inhumane, that's the duality of humane: poor judgment, impatient, dishonesty, cruelty, bully, abuse of power. But being humane, you have to be compassionate. You have to be considerate. You have to be patient. You have to be responsible. You have to be in harmony. You have to be broad-minded. You have to be broad-minded. That's why I love what Dave Chappelle said about his friend Daphne. About his friend Daphne. And because Daphne took her life. She was a tranny, yes. But Daphne said that she's just a human going through her experiences. And she's living her experience as a tranny. And those out there that are doing that, if you're watching me, I respect your experience because I practice humanity. I practice being humane. So I have homosexual clients. I have lesbian clients. I have bisexual clients. I have homosexual clients. I have Homo sapiens clients. I got straight people. I got all kinds of people as clients. Do they tell me? Some people you can feel their energy because of how they're speaking and how they're presenting, and they'll talk about the woman especially will come out and say, well, I have a girlfriend, I have a wife, and men, they kind of hide it from other men, but I can feel it because I'm energetically connected, because everybody understand energy. And you got to respect and be humane towards the experiences that people are energetically having on this planet. That's their experience. You can have a loved one that could be a tranny or homosexual and all that. And you could have all of that. That's why if you don't recognize and be considerate in your human or your humanity or your humaneness, and like the 21 says, as a human, what you need to be, because it's a universal thing and they're in the universe. So they are human, no matter what you call them, whatever they call themselves, whatever they want to cut off or add on. They are human. But we never know what they got, what they came through, what energy they came through to be what they are in this human realm. Do I promote it? No, I don't promote it. That's not my thing. I don't promote it. I'm not trying to be one. I'm not. I came in this realm to be a man, be masculine with another part of the feminine balance within me, but I chose to stay balanced and focused because it could have happened to me. Somebody could have molested me and all that. I got tortured instead of being molested. I got tortured. And that could have drove me to caught and kill, to take everybody out in the family as I got older. But I learned to be humane, especially being born under the misnomer sign Aquarius, which is the sign of humanity. So I learned to love my cousins that tortured me. They never molested me. It wasn't no sexual thing. My girl cousins on my mother's side tortured me because I ate their food without asking. And when my mother left while they was babysitting, they come and swing me around and my pants came off by mistake, but it was because they were swinging me around and trying to throw me and trying to torture me because I ate their food. And I was a greedy child. I can admit that's a child. I'm looking for you put food in the refrigerator. I think it's mine too, because that's my mother's house. What do you think? Of course, you're babysitting me. Then my boy cousins tortured me because they needed me, because they know I was with my mother a lot. They wanted to beat me and toughen me up and all that. And I got it. Threw me in boxing rings at a young age where I had to fight, got knocked out a few times, knocked down, not knocked out, but knocked down a few times, had to get back up and fight. They threw me, tied me up like I was in a mental ward with a straitjacket and threw me from each other because they was big, they was teenagers. They threw me like I was a football. And one time I fell. And they had to catch me, they kind of softened the blow. I went through that type of torture, but never molestation. I thought it was molestation for that point, but it wasn't. There was no sexual nothing. And then I realized these guys were just torturing me because either they wanted to toughen me up or because I ate their goddamn food. I was one of those people I thought I was privileged. I could take people's food and drink people's drink and all kinds. I thought I was privileged as a child. It's crazy, but it was real. I thought I was a privileged chocolate child, although, they were lighter skinned people, especially on my cousins, my father, those two brothers that tortured me in their own way, they were lighter skinned people. And I thought they had a hatred for me because I was light. And then when they got knowledge of self, it changed. It was my cousin. That's one of my same cousins that introduced me to the teachings of the Ansar Allah community. And many of y'all know him from back in the day. But they was kind of, then when I found out about them, they was getting beaten up by their stepfathers and tortured and beat up by their stepfathers, and the girls was being tortured or molested by the men in the family or certain men in the family, cousins and uncles. And then I said, oh, so this is where the pains come from them wanting to do what they wanted to do to me. But I'm thankful that it wasn't sexual, it wasn't crazy. It was stop taking people's food, stop eating people's food without any permission. You got to ask first. I had to learn how to ask first because I thought it was I can take people's food and drink people's drinks without even letting them know. And I got beat. I got my ass whooped. I got myself beat down. I got it. So it toughened me up along the way. And if those that got toughened up along the way, hey, all praise is due to the Creator if you got toughened up along the way. If you got molested, now that's a different thing. You got fondled or, F by an uncle or fondled by your niece or your nephew or fondled by your auntie or whatever, a babysitter. I do apologize for that. I don't, that didn't happen to me in that way. No, I got tortured. Yes. So I do forgive them for the torturous ways, but they know I've never, as I grew older and they had children, I never tortured their children. I never disrespect or try to do anything crazy to their children. They can never say that. None of their children can say that, ever. Not the ones in Canada, not the ones that's in New York. None of them can say I've tortured them. They always got a good experience from me because I was always that happy-go-lucky person. So we got to understand the different vibrations that the mathematics is connected to. And like I read earlier about numbers, when he says, numbers include the divine plan for the universe. The universe includes man's physical, mental, and spiritual. The universe includes man physically, mentally, and spiritually. It includes you as man and woman. The word man, from an etymology perspective, means mind. All is mind. The universe is mental. So in this book that I read to you about the science of numerology through the law of vibration, it says numbers include the divine plan for the universe. The divine plan for the word human, humane. I didn't break down experience. I didn't want to break down. We know what experience is. I'll break down the numbers one day. But it says the universe includes man physically, mentally, and spiritually. With a knowledge of the science of numbers, man is assisted in his attainment of mastership or oracleship or griotship or wizardship. Each number represents an initiation. Each one of these numbers are initiation to what the word human means, or human, or humane means, or the word experience. Each one of them is an initiation. It represents a certain function. It has a certain meaning. Especially if you're studying the Chaldean or the Pythagorean system, you got to know the meaning from different perspectives. Or if you're going into gematria, or you're going into gematria, or you're going into Kabbalah, there is meaning. You got Abjad, you got Arabic, you got the Abjad, you got the Chinese, you got the Japanese numerology. They all have their meaning culturally. Then it goes on to says each number represents an initiation. It is an occult science. An occult, a lot of y'all are afraid of the word occult, but occult only means hidden. And all of us have read the Bible. It says the mysteries of God will be revealed. The mysteries of God be revealed through numbers, through astrological breakdowns, through cardiology breakdown, through spiritual breakdown, through different forms. That's where the mystery of God is revealed, because God is not just one thing. God is not just one man and one woman. It's man and woman. The duality of two exists. So it is an occult science that is essential to the understanding of earnest souls who are seeking to know the truth of life and the attainment of mastery. What a beautiful, beautiful science that we are able to reassess, realign with, reorganize ourselves with numbers and astrology and cardiology, and all of them that are doing great work out there. The Ra'akus, the Aquarius Maximus, the Lloyd Strayhorns, the Nina Diamond, the whoever, the Jackie Levines, all of y'all that are doing good work out there. Remember, the word human adds up to 21, and that's the number of the universe. Be universal. If you're a human, be universal. If you're humane, the 26 deals with compassion, responsibility. So does the word humane, which adds up to 26 in both systems, deals with compassion. You gotta have compassion. Because no matter what experience somebody is going through, because the experience is important. People came through to be whatever they want to be. That's why you got people that came through and became crazy. You got people that came through that's locked down forever. You got people that came through that went to jail for one night. You got people who came through that did the one night stand. You got people that came through to be a tranny. You got people that came through to be gay. You got people that came through to love animals. You got people that came through to be a pedophile. You got people that came through to become all of this. We don't have to promote the madness when it's dealing with pedophilia and rape and all that, but you got to understand the human experience and what happened to them before they became that, because no baby is born that way. It's through the process of growing up and seeing what they're seeing and then filtering it and taking on, and what might have been said in the mother's womb or the father's sperm. Because you could have a father that thought homosexual thoughts while having sex with his mama, with the mama, and all of a sudden that child is inundated with the thought, because remember where the sperm comes down through: spinal, brain fluid. You can have a woman that's thinking lesbian thoughts while she's having sex with a man, and look what's coming out of her body, the ovum, what's being produced in the body while she's doing that thought, while it's being released. This stuff is real. And then, boom, it gets triggered some long away as a child come out to be this, that, whatever. We're not thinking. We're not digging deep. We're not digging deep. We're not digging deep. We're not digging deep. Yes, soul contracts. Yes, the Menendez brothers killed their parents because of the abuse. That's a deep soul contract. That's for true. Damn. It's a soul contract. And thank you, Oracle Eyes. Yes. Even the word soul and contract means something in the numbers. I'm not going to get into that now because I got to get off. I got a session I got to do. But family, thank you. Thank you. I'm so glad we had this time together, just to have a laugh and share some knowledge. The kind of knowledge you will not find in college. But it's time for us to know the knowledge, the knowledge, the know the ledge. Big up to KTL and my man Red Pill and Blue Pill, my brothers Red Pill and Blue Pill for what they do. You know, thank y'all very much for tuning in and locking in and being a part of this journey that I'm on, because it's all about sharing for me. It's all about sharing. Sharing is caring. So do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment if you must, share with at least 5 new people, because this one is for the history books, and I will keep it up. Big up to Denise. What's up, Denise? Big up to everybody that's coming to see the goddess. Big up to y'all, Sean. People on IG, all of y'all up there. What goes around comes around. Big up to all of y'all up there. Everybody that came up, Oracle Eyes and Sean and everybody. Priestess segment. Happy birthday to you, like you said. Happy birthday to those that are celebrating their birthday. Happy birthday to all of you that are celebrating your birthday today, alongside Professor James Small. Not Professor James Small, Professor Leonard, Dr. Leonard Jeffries. Today is his birthday also. Big up to Leonard Jeffries. You know, and don't forget, if this meant anything to you, make a donation, whether through PayPal or Cash App. If it meant anything, I can privatize a lot of this and put it on Patreon. But my spirit always moved me. Make a donation, because it's about circulating. And the more you circulate it, I assure you that you'll get it back. Something happened the other day where I gave somebody some money. I circulated some money to somebody. And she said, "You don't have to do that, King." I said, no. Receive it. And I'm telling you, by the end of the day, I told her, by the end of the day, I got it back 4-fold. I gave her $20 and I got $100 back before. And I told her before I left our store, I said, although I'm not going to buy anything from here, I'm going to give you this. I gave her $20. And I said, boom, do what you have to do for your son and whatever. Here's $20 to buy something, a birthday. And I said, I'm going to get it back by the end, because I think on circulation. What I'm circulating to you will come back multiple times, even if you do not donate. Believe that. because I'm sharing of the uploads and the downloads. My spirit, I woke up with this morning because Dave Chappelle said what he said about Daphne in the movie, in his special called The Closer, about that human experience. And I was supposed to break down the word experience, but I don't need to break down that word experience. I know it adds up to a number 5. So in one particular system of numeral, I think it adds up to a 50 in one, but I know it deals with flexibility because experiences come with a multitude of things. And in order for you to get to that experience, you have to go through a multitude of things to get that experience that you need to be who you are. I needed to go through a multitude of experiences so I can express what I just said about my own childhood and my own family, my own ups and downs and health at one time, all of that, So on that note, family, let me share some stuff with y'all real quick. Do remember, go to my Patreon page because I'm uploading a lot of different Patreon stuff. And if you do want to go to my Patreon page, please, you can go to my IG at iamkingsimon at gmail.com if you want. I am King Simon. I am King Simon. You can go to that if you want. Or you can actually go to my Patreon page. This is my Patreon page right here. Hold on one second. My Patreon page, I'm going to put it in the chat right now. And I got a lot of exclusive content and a lot of old content that you might not have seen, because I had to take it off of YouTube. You might not have seen it, but I'm going to put it in the chat. Thank you very much. Benita, what's up? Thank you very much. Pace. Go to my Patreon page. I think it's between $5.55 to $10 to join my Patreon page. I just put it in the chat. Please join my Patreon. If you can, if you will. I have old Delbert Blair interviews. I have old Dr. Sabi interviews up there. I have Sister Shahrazad Ali and Lloyd Strayhorn old interviews up there that y'all might not have seen because this is all a new audience. Y'all don't know I was producing this stuff for years and years and years. And or go to my Linktree also. Go to my Linktree. That's the Linktree. I also got a Rumble account. That's Rumble. When I want to put some real stuff up there, real talk, because, you don't want to, you can't just put anything up on Rumble. You can put anything up on that have free speech. So my Rumble account is the King Simon Review. And I'll be putting up a lot of things after this year, especially after my birthday, putting up a lot of stuff. My Facebook, of course, is always up there. My Facebook, my public page, King Simon Productions, and my private Ministry of Numerovation. You could also check that out. And again, please like, subscribe, comment, and share. This has been, of course, expresses King. It says the Numerovator expresses the numerovational meaning of humane experience. Okay, so, and remember, myself and Carrie Ann Ingram will be back on to rock in February after our critical cycles. We'll be back on the rock with new interviews and new stuff that her and I are going to be doing live on air and some workshops that her and I are going to be doing. If you're in Brooklyn, Professor James Smalls is the place to go see at Nicholas Brooklyn. Make sure you show them some love, Professor James Smalls in Brooklyn. I'm going to put it in the chat also. Put it in the chat. Show them some love. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Make sure y'all go to Nicholas Brooklyn. Here's the link to Professor James Smalls in Nicholas in the chat. I just put it in the chat. Go and see him. Get those early bird tickets right now. Go get those early bird tickets right now. Mama Ella, Sister Kafunya, and all of that. Also, my dear sister Hot Coco, the designer for The Best Man and all that, is doing an extraordinary event in Brooklyn. I want y'all to support. If you like good fashion shows and good body movement shows, this sister is the one to go and support and show your love. I'm going to be interviewing her in the next few days. Matter of fact, tomorrow, I believe. I'm interviewing her tomorrow. And we will be talking about her coming out of retirement and reinventing herself as a body movement specialist. I used to MC some of her shows. I've MC'd one or two of her shows in the past. So I can't wait to see what she's going to do because I'm going to buy the live stream. But I'll be interviewing founder of the House of Hot Cocoa, love coach, business hype woman, entrepreneur, celebrity lingerie, and swimsuit designer. She will be on with me. Can't wait to have because she has a talent and I love her talent. This is going to be an exclusive interview. And then on the 21st, Brother Reggie is coming in. History is best qualified to reward our research. Come on. He's one of the students of Dr. Ben, Dr. Clark, Professor Jeffries, and also Professor James Smalls and many hosts of others, Raketi Amen, and all kinds of people. So we're going to talk about his history. And I'll be doing a tribute to Dr. Layla Africa on January 27th on his born day from 9 to 11 p.m. I'll be doing a tribute to Dr. Layla Africa, and on the 28th, we have the one, the only Kendall Cobbs, one of the hypnotherapists that helped me out to get myself and my ass out of New York into Georgia by just simply tapping into my subconscious mind to make my move. And after I did a session with her, I just started packing. It was crazy. I just started packing. So we're going to be sipping tea, not spilling tea. We're going to be sipping tea and talking hypnotherapy together. Both of us going to have our teacup. I'm going to be drinking green tea, and she's going to be drinking whatever tea she's going to drink, and we're going to talk about it, all right? And later on that evening, we're going to be talking with Destiny Pendarvis from Egyptian Eyes Boutique. She's an intuitive life coach and crystal advisor, all happening. The power of inner growth. We're going to be speaking with her. And if you're in Toronto, Canada, at the Buchan Restaurant in 774 Danforth Avenue, Toronto, Professor James Smalls will be there on my birthday, Thursday, February the 1st, 2024, 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. Big up to Professor James Smalls. He hasn't been to Toronto, Canada in years. And Atlanta, I have him for 2 days. It's going to be a public event and a private event. The private event only holds 33 seats. It's going to be a no holds barred private symposium, all day Q&A with Professor James Smalls from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And that's going to be powerful. I think he might do a PowerPoint. I'm not sure, but the tickets will be available February 1st. For the public event, the advanced tickets are $25. For the private event, it's $99. And we will have hors d'oeuvres, free hors d'oeuvres in there for people who's going to eat or everything. I'm going to see if I can get some nice, good wraps from Mama Tassili for this event. All right. So, this is going to be Professor James Smalls on April the 6th, Saturday, April the 6th in a public venue. And then April the 7th in a private venue. I already got the private venue locked. I got to get the public venue locked down. Boom. Here's our beautiful sister, Nia Love of Holistic Living Project. Those that are mental health professionals and therapists and healers, I know y'all go through a lot. Sometimes y'all need to just wind down. Returning home within the healing retreat. This is all happening in Jamaica, West Indies. And the beautiful sister is going to be hosting it. Make sure you hit up the website below and tell her that King Simon sent you. Remember, support drlayelaafrica.com, that layelaafrica.com. They got a holistic nutritional counseling course. Make sure you take it. And if you want to take my webinar or learn from my webinar, Applied Numerovation, please purchase it. Put it in the PayPal or the Cash App, and make sure you put the email or your telephone in the description or the comment of PayPal or Cash App, and then I will email you or text you that link immediately. Carrie Ann Ingram, certified spiritual energy healing guide. Hit her up at her website, carrieanningram.com, Linktree/Carrie Ann Ingram. Lloyd Strayhorn, I got to big up the Baba. Always hit him up. Lloyd-Strayhorn.com, 800-518-4401. get your numerology done, get your palmistry done, get his books. He does it from his own perspective, and I love how he does his work. That's why I learned from him in many ways. My audiobook is coming soon, family, so look out for that towards the spring. And 2 of my audiobooks coming soon, and the links will be on Linktree. More than likely, it'll be on Audibles. And boom, get my books through Amazon. Linktree/King Simon the Numerovator also is available. And you do want to book a session. My circulation is going up on my birthday, February 1st. My circulation goes up. So you want to book my sessions now. 347-496-1022. That is the advertisement. There's a special advertisement rate, which is the yard. And of course, it's going up. And then I'll start doing the hour sessions again, because a lot of people want to do an hour with me. The hour sessions are also going up. So people that want to start doing an hour with me, that is also going up to a certain level too. And remember, accept what is, let go of what was, and have faith in what will be. And like Dr. B. Sirius says, I forgive myself, my family, and others for imperfection, and I am thankful for my life. And please, Universal Creator, know in my heart that I love you. Please protect me and this planet on which I live now. Please open my mind, my spirit, and my soul to receive only truth in your love now. Family, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Instagram. Thank you very much. Twitter. X. Thank you very much. Numerovation Nation. Thank you very much. Facebook. Thank you very much for sharing this time with me. Have a great day, afternoon, or evening. Be strong, be focused, be your greatest self in every way. All right? Take care. One love. Peace. Content disclaimer. The views, comments, and opinions expressed by guest speakers or authors on this YouTube channel do not necessarily reflect or represent the views and opinions held by this channel's broadcasters and its sponsors. Parental guidance is advised. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teachers, scholarship, education, and research. For fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringed. It's the Numerovational Session with King Simon. Text your full name and date of birth to 347-496-1022. That's 347-496-1022. And get my books on Amazon now.
Eye to eye, heart to heart, each one teach one us. This is Professor Imhotep, the Island Monk, here at Warrior Kido Jiu-Jitsu, Way of the Warrior Spirit. So we're here to go over the rules, and try to make that as swift as possible for you guys. So the rules essentially are very few. Number 1 is to follow us on TikTok at the Island Monk, or if you have Instagram, you can follow us at Warrior Temple Island University, or if you really love us and want to show us support, you can follow us at both. You're going to find the Kata Shodachi, and you're either going to duet us on TikTok or collab with us on Instagram and win 10 tickets for every additional video you do beyond that. So as we say with all the warriors, eye to eye, heart to heart, each one teach one, us.
Some people think that this esoteric knowledge is for the rich and the powerful, when in actuality, the so-called 85% has a spark in them that if it is sparked through numerology, astrology, motivation, whatever, it will raise them up from an 85%, maybe to a 10%, and eventually they become the 5%. Poor or prosperous righteous teachers. You gotta understand that this knowledge is not just for one class of people. We gotta get out of the class.